So I just watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix that just came out this last Friday, and it was better than I expected. I went into it thinking, I'm not looking forward to anything too special here. I saw the trailer; it was kind of underwhelming. There wasn't any hype with it at all, and I watched it, and it was okay. It was all right. It wasn't as good as it could be. I kind of give slashers, horror movies a little bit of wiggle room just because most of them are so horrible that when you see a half decent one, you're like, all right, now we're talking. So we start out this movie when we're going to this kind of deserted town, and all these kids want to start a market there. They apparently work for some kind of big bank or something like that, and Bubba's grandmother just happens to be living in one of the houses there, and one of the characters kicks her out of her house, and she has a heart attack and dies. And it just so happens that that's the woman that's taking care of Bubba, who's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he gets pissed and he goes on a kill streak. Um, as far as the kills go, the kills are fine. The kills are good. He does use his original chainsaw and uses his original little like hammer thingy that I'm probably using in the gameplay here. Because you can tell because it's kind of like a small little hammer thing. Um, I don't even think that is the actual hammer from Texas One. But I guess my main concern with the movie was when I was like looking up other people's reviews of this movie. They were saying, "Oh, this movie it's too political because it has the Confederate flag in a scene of the movie." But honestly, it's just motivation for the character to go up to that building to take down the flag so that he can interact with Bubba's grandmother and Bubba himself, or else he would have never went into the building. We never would have kicked out the lady, and never movie would have never started. It's nothing political. There's a couple of reviews that said, "Why make Texas Chainsaw Massacre political?" It's not. I don't see that, honestly. So there's a couple other things here that I want to talk about with this movie. One is the atmosphere is pretty damn perfect. You do feel like it's a hot Texas day, and that you're right in the square middle of like conservative Texas. I know it's not. I said it's not political, but it gives you that feeling, that atmosphere, that you're right in the middle of something bad is about to happen. Like it's not this comfortable Texas. Patriotic Texas is like it's like the scary part of Texas. Like you feel like you're gonna get killed any second. uh, and as far as Bubba's character goes, that's where we start to run into the problems here. Bubba's character, they kind of made him like almost like Jason or Michael Myers. He's kind of like this standstill, slow moving, you know, monster kind of killer. Where before he wasn't like Michael Myers or Jason. He was loud. He was, he's very vocal. He's clumsy. He's not a tank like Jason or Michael. That's another thing. Is no spoilers here, but Bubba takes some pretty big hits in this movie. Not gonna say by what or with what, but he takes like Jason and Myers amount of damage and is totally fine. And from my interpretation of the original movie, he's not some kind of tank killer fucking like Jason or Myers. He's this just regular dude who eats people and makes faces and puts them on his face, and then that's the extent of it for me. He's a what? The massacre was in 1974 in the original movie, so he should be fucking super old by now. And he one shot with a gun, he should be dead, right? That's not what happens in this movie. He's a fucking tank. He takes and he's like a supernatural killer in this movie. He's a tank, and you don't see any of that Bubba where he's kind of sympathetic for killing people. He's just a killing machine in this movie. Even like people that his mother had a heart attack earlier in the movie, right? He doesn't just discriminate against killing those people. He kills everyone. Like if anyone's in the area, he's just like, oh, you're dead. You're fucking dead. There's like one person where he doesn't kill her, and I won't spoil who that is. But then maybe later he kind of does. Boil over, oh boy. So I guess my point is he's not like the old Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's not the old Bubba. This is a new Bubba. Even though it's a continuation of the story, this is a completely different Bubba. He's like got steroids and he is now supernatural and he can tank hits, and I don't know if I like that particularly. I thought we were getting an old man Bubba with a chainsaw. And okay, I want to talk about one other scene, and this isn't really a spoiler. I'm sure people have talked about this by now. There's a scene on a bus where there's this huge massacre, and I won't spoil anything about it, but let's just say nobody on the bus even so much as fights back. Like, Bubba comes in, and when he comes back out, everyone's dead. That's it, and no one even raises their hand to stop him, no one attacks him, no one tries to grab his chainsaw, nothing. It's just, they give up and pretty much lay down for him, and I just, everyone said how great of a scene that was, but it's for some reason, the fact that everyone was just giving up and running away just kind of like, it kind of rubs me wrong, I guess. I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about the movie without spoiling it. There's another part of it I want to talk about. Well, yeah, you know what? I'll talk about it. It's not really a spoiler. So the girl from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre comes back here, and I can't remember her character name, but it was the girl who survives in the 1974 version of the Texas Chainsaw, and she's basically Laurie Strode. Like, it's just straight up, she's Laurie. She's been waiting, 80 years for him to come back or whatever, and she's ready. And then the cops call her and tell her that he's back, and she comes back. It's straight out of 2018 Halloween's book, and you can feel the inspiration here from 2018 Halloween. This movie probably doesn't get made without it, honestly, because it takes a lot out of the 2018 playbook here from Halloween. Which movie is better, Halloween 2018 or this movie? Halloween 2018. Like, this movie didn't like improve on the concept or anything, and the character isn't very faithful in my opinion. I will say the way Bubba looks is great. Like, he has a great fucking looking mask. He has the old chainsaw. He has his old hammer. He's spooky. He's kind of like cool, but his thing wasn't spooky. It was just straight up he chases people with a chainsaw, and it was anxiety. Like, his thing isn't being like jump scary. His thing is being anxiety inducing. He's right behind you. He's with a chainsaw. He's getting close. He's, and there's scenes like that, but he's just not a spooky killer, At least that's how I feel about it. I don't know. What do you guys think about the new Texas Chainsaw movie? I think that's pretty much most of my thoughts on the movie. Overall, way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to get, like, super shitty characters, and, they're not terrible in this movie. Like, they have some depth. They have empathy. They try to think with their brain, even though they do stupid stuff. It's to move the movie along. You can't have a slasher movie without dumb people in it. So they're reasonably dumb. They're not overly dumb. I enjoyed it for the most part. I don't think there will be a sequel. It kind of hints at the end that there might be. Every horror movie does. I don't see it, honestly. If they do, I'll watch it. I'll review it. I kind of plan on wanting to do a Scream review next, even though it's been a month since it's been out, but I kind of just want to make it anyways. I can do a Ghostface game like I did a Bubba game here, and just give my thoughts on that movie. Spoiler alert for that. I didn't like it. And I'm gonna shit on that movie. Maybe I'll wait for it to come out on DVD or something, or Blu-ray, and I'll put clips in every once in a while and just be like, this part was fucking dumb, and then I can just do a spoiler review of it. If you want to know how this game ends, in the gameplay in the background, I end up winning. I had to leave the Yui alone for pretty much the entire game, because all she would do was run up to the top of the fucking Eerie Crow building and just, I have boil over, what are you gonna do? So I just tunneled all her teammates, and she did nothing. She maybe did like half a gen, and she wasted her whole time waiting for me to go up there. So if there's ever a toxic person, just leave them alone and go after their weaker teammates. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching.